Welcome back to my lesson today. My name is Teacher Joel, and before I go on, I want to acknowledge an art here by Musava. It's a beautiful art. And for those joining us today and have not watched my previous lessons, make sure that you have watched my previous lessons and leave a comment and also subscribe to my channel. Now in this lesson we are going to talk about pitch. And the previous lesson we were talking about pitch as we were talking about elements of music, and we mentioned certain elements of music, e.g. pitch, melody, harmony, timbre, texture, dynamics, and form. Now in this lesson you're going to concentrate on pitch, and by the end of the lesson I'm expecting that you should be able to define pitch. You should also be able to draw the stuff, to define and draw the stuff. You should also be able to define and draw a clef. Now what is pitch? Pitch is simply the highness or lowness of a sound. For example, if I'm singing oh, and then I sing oh, the first sound is lower than the second sound. Oh is a lower pitch, oh is a higher pitch. That is simply pitch. Pitch is the highness or lowness of a sound. So moving on to staff or staffs in plural. Staff is simply the 5 lines that are drawn, and these 5 lines are parallel. They're moving horizontal and they're parallel to each other. They're parallel to each other, moving horizontal. The 5 lines have 4 spaces. That's what we call a staff. But for a staff to make sense or to make meaning in music, for those lines to make meaning in music, they are accompanied by something we call that they are placed with something we call a clef. So what is a clef? A clef is simply a musical symbol, a symbol that is placed on the staff to indicate the correct pitches of musical notes on the staff. So it's a sign that is placed on the staff that helps us to get the correct pitches of notes on the staff. Now, there are 4 types of clefs, but I'm going to concentrate on the two main known clefs, and we're going to talk about the G clef or the treble clef, and the bass clef or the F clef. Now what is a G clef? A G clef is simply a clef that a sign that is drawn, and it encircles the second line from down or the 4th line from the down of the staff, the lines of the staff. It encircles that line, and when it encircles the line, that line changes its meaning, and that line becomes the G. That line becomes a G. And a G clef is usually used for instruments that play high registers, high pitched instruments and voices. Like for example, a G clef can be used by the female voices and at least high pitched instruments. And when we're coming to the clef, the bass clef now, the bass clef or the F clef. The F clef has 2 dots, and it looks like something like a walking stick, but it also encapsulates a line that passes between the two dots. The line that passes between the 2 dots then qualifies to become F. So the F clef is used for low pitched instruments, and maybe we can write music for male voices and low pitched instruments. Now to draw them, you just have to drawing them, you just have to draw something like the pictures that I'm showing you. Make sure you just try and draw something like the picture I'm showing you. In conclusion, in this lesson, what I want you to understand is I just want you to understand that our staff are simply 5 lines. They're simply 5 lines, and these 5 lines, they are moving parallel to each other. And apart from moving parallel, remember they're moving horizontal. And a clef is simply a musical sign that is placed on the staff. A clef is simply a musical sign placed on the staff, and it's like it gives us the direction where the pitches are, what are the name of the pitches and the quality of the pitches. Now in my next lesson, I'll be talking about now the musical alphabets. In my next lesson, I'll be talking about the musical alphabets, and make sure you have subscribed to this channel. Make sure you leave a comment and stay tuned for the next lesson.